Here we are. Look at that. Whoa, come here. These smallies sure like to fight good. There's two of them down there. There's one with them. A bigger one. I'll be dang. They school up. You like my drop shot grub, didn't you? Look at this. These guys sure are fun. They sure tug my line. Fishing a drop shot grub. That's what we're talking about today. I'm going to show you how to rig it up, different equipment to use, line, that sort of stuff. And then I'm going to take you out in the water and show you the different techniques you can use for fishing a drop shot grub. Hey folks, Glenn May here with BassResource.com, and today I want to talk to you about drop shotting grubs. How to fish a drop shot grub. One of these babies right here. That's what we're talking about. Now if you want to know how to rig this, I've got a video about rigging grubs, and it's linked at the bottom of this video, underneath this video, and you can take a look at that later. But today I'm going to talk to you about what gear to use, what equipment to use, and then how to fish it. So right now I've got this fish rigged up on a drop shot bait. It's about 18 inches or so. Above it is the grub. I don't use completely all fluorocarbon. I know some folks do, and there's nothing wrong with that. You can use fluorocarbon if you want. It's just a little bit more cost effective for me to use a hybrid line. A blend like this really is neutral buoyancy. It's not going to get in the way, it's not going to lift it up, and it's not going to let it, pull it down either. Braid line, on the other hand, it has a tendency to be more buoyant. It's going to lift that bait up a little bit. It's going to interfere with its movement. So the more natural movement that you can get, the better. So real light line, 6-pound test, and I just have it nose hooked so it can move around as freely as possible. You want as natural as you can get. Now because we're using really light line, this is only a size 1 hook. It's a real thin wire hook. Those of you who've been watching my videos know I like the spin shot hook, and there's a reason why. It's a real thin wire hook, perfect for nose hooking baits. And I'm fishing it on medium light action rod. Nothing any heavier than that. Because of all this light setup, you don't want a heavy duty rod or a thick line on this setup, because you'll just end up straightening out the hook and you're not going to get anywhere with that. So you want a medium light action. I'm talking spinning outfit here. That's what we're going to be using today. All right, so that's the gear. That's how you use it. Now let's go out and fish it. All right, so what I'm fishing here is an area that's got a rocky bottom with some weeds, which is a great place to fish the drop shot rig. One thing I didn't mention is on the length, yeah, we want to start at 18 inches, but I do vary that sometimes. So for example, if I'm fishing deeper water, clearer water, or in the summertime, I'm going to fish this with a longer leader, maybe 24 inches or a little bit longer. The fish are more active, they're apt to be up the bottom a little bit more, they're going to chase it further distances, so I want to get it up there just for them to see it. Conversely, I'll shorten it up if I'm fishing in dingy water or in shallow water, or in the wintertime when the fish are lethargic, they're less apt to chase the bait, you want to get it down by them. So I might fish maybe a 10-inch leader in those situations. Now all you're going to do when you cast it, you're not going to throw it really hard because you don't want to throw the bait off the hook, because again, you only have it nose hooked. Just a nice lob cast and it'll go out there pretty far. Or you can underhand cast it kind of like a pitch cast. That's all it takes to get this bait out there. When you do that, now you want to watch it as it falls, because sometimes the fish will hit it as the bait is falling. So watch where the line enters the water. Make sure that if it jumps, pops, twitches, jiggles, does anything like that, then it's likely a fish has bitten it. So reel up the slack, reel down, bring the rod tip down, and then all you're going to do is just the hook set. You have an open hook, light wire hook. Just pull back on it and it's set. That's it. You don't have to pop it really hard. Sometimes you just reel a little bit hard, and the hook is set. That doesn't take much to get that light wire to penetrate the fish's mouth. If you set it really hard like you're used to doing, you might end up breaking the line or straightening out the hook. So light and easy. So what we're going to do, you cast it out there, let it fall. Here I am, I'm watching the line, see if it does any jumps or anything. I flipped the bail and I've got the rod tip down, so I'm ready to set the hook just in case there is a bite. and it's still falling. Okay, it's on the bottom. How do I know it hit the bottom? The line just went slack on me. Now, all you're gonna do is reel up to it, reel up the slack, and then just hold it in place. You're just gonna hold that bait and not even move. Okay, I'm tightening it up just a little bit because the breeze moved the boat a little bit. But I'm just gonna hold it in place. And I'm not even gonna move that bait. Now, you might think the bait just isn't even moving at all, but it is. I mean, think about it. Take your hand and hold it in front of you for about 30 seconds and see if you can hold it completely still. Most people can't. So those little subtle movements are going to transmit down the rod, down the line to the bait. Not only that, but underwater, every lake has current. Doesn't matter if it's not a river-based body of water. Even if it's a lake, there's wind current, there's wave action. It's always moving, constantly. Not only that, but the little ripples on the water, those are lapping up against your line and they're being transmitted down to the bait. So it's always moving, even though you think it's not. So the key thing here is just to hold it in place and not do anything. Wait for that bite. And do it for as long as you can stand it. This is a real methodical way of fishing. You're not going to cover a lot of water doing this. This is not the kind of bait you want to use when you're searching for fish. This is what you want to do after you've located an area where the fish are at. You can pick it apart. Now, once you can't stand it anymore, all you're going to do is reel down a little bit and just shake the rod tip. That's it. Just shake it and then stop and hold it again. When you do that, you're actually skittering that bait along the weight on the bottom. You're moving it just a little bit, but you're also putting a little bit of action in that bait, and that might be what it takes to get those fish to bite. Move that rod tip again just a little bit. I reeled it up just a little bit. Reel up that slack, let it sit. And that's all there is to it. This bait is very simple. Bring it up a little bit more and let it sit. Now I'm doing a little bit of faster just to show you the technique in doing it, but if I were actually just fishing this, I'd let it sit and sit and sit until I can't stand it anymore. That's the key to this bait. It's real slow and methodical. Now the places that I fish this, in the summertime and in the wintertime, that's when most of these fish are out in deeper water, out in the main lake. So I'm going to be targeting main lake points, creek channels, humps, ridges, rock piles, places where the creek channel swings in towards the shoreline. Those are the types of areas that I'm going to be fishing this bait. Just in the wintertime, I might even fish it slower, okay? It's almost just dead sticking it. Now in the spring and in the fall, that's when the fish move up shallow and they're feeding. So in those situations, I'm going to fish the back of creeks, back of coves. I'm going to fish protected bays, flats, especially grassy flats. Those are the areas that I'm going to be targeting with this bait. If you do it using the technique I just showed you, you're going to catch a lot of fish. For more tips and tricks like this, visit BassResource.com. Hey, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below. And if you want to watch more videos like this, click one of the images on your screen right now. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.